Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to focus on the Daryl Dixon spinoff, and this is really interesting here. So first of all, credit to @TWalkingDWorld on Twitter. Definitely credit to this account because I wouldn't have seen this otherwise, but this is amazing. Honestly, this right here, it does show how great of a storyteller Scott Gimple is, and I really like the fact that they're actually tying in all this stuff here because the Triple P card, that card has been something that people have been wondering about for years now, right? I believe Heath was the one that found the card in season 7, or maybe it was season 6 or 7, around there. I think it was 7, right? Because I think it was in the episode with Tara. So I think that was season 7, episode 6. I could be wrong about that, but that card has been a mystery for years now. It's been a mystery for a long time. People have been wondering, what does it mean? There was theories back then on the Whisperers and everything. And it looks like we're actually getting an explanation now, and it has a connection with France and with the Daryl Dixon spinoff. So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. Also, if you haven't followed me on Twitch yet, definitely go do so. The account name is just Appetite for the Dead. And also definitely go follow me on the Discord if you haven't already, Twitter and all of that, all the social media stuff. But anyways, let's actually get into this here. So again, I saw this from the Walking Dead World on Twitter, and the post says, producers of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon requested archive pages of the Sun Journal newspaper of Lewiston, Maine, to be used in the series in the scene that takes place in 2012, and that the set will involve an abandoned car in Maine. The account also posted, in the year 2012, Daryl was still in Georgia, but we did previously see the state of Maine featured in episode 105 of Tales of the Walking Dead with the French-speaking community of Madawaska. Devon was traveling to Montreal and was in possession of the Triple P card. So if you remember that episode, he did have that card in his wallet. He was just sort of kind of looking at it, and it really meant nothing to the episode, but he was in a French-speaking community, and it was really interesting because they were, he was actually going to Montreal in the episode. Not only that, Daryl Dixon is in France right now too, right? I don't know if there's a connection to that. It's interesting that both stories feature people who speak French, right? I don't know if this is something that is very, specific to this storyline, or I don't know the whole thing here, if it's just a little Easter egg, but it's really interesting though. I'll say that. It is very interesting, and I like the fact that it does seem like it is actually related here. You go back to the original post here, they want copies of, I guess, these archived pages of the Sun Journal newspaper from Maine, and I guess that was used in 2012. They're going to be filming a scene that takes place in 2012 in Maine, first of all. And that's the thing. Remember, the Daryl Dixon show, they're filming in France. They're not filming in Maine right now. So that tells me that I guess if they're filming a scene there, that there's something here in connection. I don't know if Devon is going to be a character here in the Daryl Dixon spinoff, if there's something, but it looks like, that storyline there with the Triple P card could actually be playing a role here. They could actually be doing something here. And this is just very, very fascinating. And the reason why I find it very fascinating is because there's something going on with the walkers and these experiments and stuff going on there. Because if you go back to the post-credit scene of World Beyond with Jenner said, that there's these new variants of walkers, and we saw them, right? And we saw them talking about some stuff that I think the woman in that scene was talking about Ohio and something like that, which obviously has some connection to the Commonwealth, at least in terms of location anyways. It does seem like there is something very sinister going on here, because first of all, just gotta think of it like this. Why did that woman have that laptop of Jenner over there in France? That's honestly, that right there, that says a lot, right? And you got to remember, there's certain parts of this. Whenever I say, is the CRM involved in the Daryl Dixon spinoff? Some people kind of laugh at it, but you got to remember, this was in France. That post-credit scene was at the end of World Beyond, which was a show about the CRM, right? And the post-credit scene features this. I think there are some connections here. I just don't know if it's specifically the CRM is in France, or if it's the CRM or affiliated with someone in France, right? There could be a difference there, but they somehow have this information here from the CDC. They have files from Jenner specifically, which is just very, very fascinating, right? And you have these new variant of walkers. Now Daryl somehow mysteriously ends up over there. It's interesting, right? And now it's interesting because you take this new information here that we got, and they're filming a scene that's set in 2012 in Maine, that's going to involve an abandoned car. So I do wonder if that Tales of the Walking Dead episode was set up for a lot of this here. I would actually like it if Devon was actually in the Daryl Dixon spinoff, because he was such a great character. I really liked that episode. I love the tone of that episode. It was so good. Honestly, I think if you go back to my review of it, I actually said that I really liked that episode because I remember it just feeling very like 1800s like it just felt like this piece of art. Like honestly, it felt really amazing. And you got to remember too, in all of this, Devon was holding that triple P card. What does that mean? Like, why does he have that card? He was going to Montreal. What does all of this mean? It's very, very interesting, right? And it seems like the Daryl Dixon spinoff is actually going to be exploring this, and we're going to finally get into some of this stuff here. Because, I mean, it was interesting, you know, when we first learned of all this stuff on the show, like the original show, I was always hoping that we would get around to it at some point, but it just seemed like a lot of this stuff was sort of set up for the future. And now that the show's over, it seems like, you know, Gimple's going to be actually getting into some of this stuff now because, you know, we're getting into the CRM stuff with Jadis and with Rick. We're getting that on that show. And with all of this stuff here, it seems like we're getting into it here with the Daryl Dixon spinoff. And I really wonder what a lot of it means. You know, like, I don't know why they would write triple P on there, like PPP. What does this mean in terms of, you know, just story wise? Why do you need that card? And like, is this card the same card that Heath had? I don't think it is. I think this is a different card. So, you know, I'm curious as to how this all connects, how this all relates. And I'm really excited for this show. And I've been seeing some comments about that, actually. People are saying, like, I know we're excited to see Rick and Michonne, but in terms of the overall story, there's sort of this bigger excitement for the Daryl spinoff because there's so much mystery here with a lot of stuff that we've been wondering about for years now. So I'm very hyped for this. I actually I'm especially because Daryl's the one getting all the advanced walkers and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, it looks like this Daryl Dixon show is looking to be almost, I don't want to say better than the Rick and Michonne show, but there's parts of it that I'm more hyped about because with the Rick and Michonne show, there's the reunion, there's seeing Rick again, there's stuff like that that's exciting, but like the elements around it are sort of stuff that we've been sort of used to, right? Like with the CRM, the walkers are probably going to be pretty normal. With the Daryl Dixon spinoff, he's in a new location. The walkers are going to be running very aggressive. They're going to be tackling some of the mysteries like the triple P card. Like there's some stuff here that's honestly, like, it looks really, really good. And there's some stuff that's out there that I'm not going to get into because there's stuff that leaked. But if you saw what that actually looked like, it looks really, really incredible. It looks amazing. It looks very, very cinematic, and I'm very excited for that trailer. I can't wait to see how this show is going to do overall, because it looks like The Walking Dead. It actually looks like The Walking Dead final season, but it looks better. It's hard to explain, and I can't wait to see more from this show. So yeah, anyways, I guess I'll leave it here. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Like, obviously this does seem to be connected, right? Like, this does seem to be related. And again, shout out to @TWalkingDWorld on Twitter. Honestly, the best account to follow for Walking Dead news on Twitter, like, easily. This was such an amazing find. You know, the fact that they're actually like, it's the producers of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, right? Like, they're requesting 2 specific pages here, and obviously it is from like 2012, and they're filming a scene there. It's in Maine, and we literally just saw a character in Maine in Tales of the Walking Dead that was holding that card. They were going to Montreal. You know, that community was speaking French. Daryl's in France. You know, like, everyone's speaking French there. It's just interesting to see the connections here, and it seems to be related. So I'm very, very fascinated in this. Like, this Daryl Dixon spinoff is getting way more exciting, and I can't wait to see, you know, just more news on some of this stuff here. So yeah, I'm hyped for this. Definitely post your thoughts down below. I do have a Q&A video up, so if you haven't followed me on Discord yet, definitely go do so. There's a lot of questions out, so I don't have the Q&A video out, but I'm gonna work on that right away. And yeah, again, just thank you guys so much for everything and all that, and for all the support and stuff. And I mean, I really, really do appreciate it. You know, the support over the last however many months. I mean, I guess it's been about 4 months now, 3 months, I guess. It's yeah, about 3 months, a little over 3 months, and it's incredible. You know, definitely, you know, I went through some pretty life-changing stuff, but things overall are getting a lot better for me, and I am doing really, really great. You know, things every day have sort of settled into, you know, I guess into like a lot of things that I've done before, lifestyle things that I've, you know, just sort of have sort of come back, and that's nice. Things have gotten, you know, easier, and if anything, things are getting better. Like, there's things that I'm doing now that I haven't done in years. So there's there's a lot of stuff here, and I just, you know, if I was alone doing this, I don't know if I could have done it all. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for all of that. I really do appreciate all of the support and everything. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.